I exposed Minnesota's billion-dollar fraud scandal. You saw the first one, and now it's time for round 2. That's right, guys. It gets better. Are we going to learn more? Yeah, we're going to learn a lot.
No. You don't ask me nothing.
$2.25 million.
Get out.
Are we the only community that does fraud?
How come they said this building was closed? Do you know what advanced mobility is?
Advanced mobility?
Yeah.
Advanced mobility?
We're looking for it.
I never heard of it.
They know we're shining the light on the fraud, and they have no defense.
Would you like to see anybody in the government here held accountable?
Most definitely, because there can definitely be an allocation of funds.
The Minnesota
Duh, because if you're giving the money to them, it's not going to other people. Of course.
fraud scandal continues to get worse and worse as billions of dollars of fraud has been exposed, and as I showed the world the blatant fraud taking place at daycares and other locations across Minnesota, it became the most viewed video expose on the internet. And
it had probably over 200 million views, or impressions at least. That is crazy. Everybody knows about this now.
Created instant change within the government as the feds sent thousands of federal agents to Minnesota and the HHS.
Isn't it crazy how some 23-year-old virgin Mormon YouTuber ended up causing an insurrection, destroying the entire political career of a former vice presidential candidate, and is now basically leading the awareness of a $1 trillion awareness campaign for fraud? Oh my God.
Was over $185 million in all payments to childcare. And while politicians like Tim Waltz call people like me white supremacist and far-right delusional conspiracy theorists for exposing the fraud, meanwhile, he actually dropped out of running for re-election. The Minnesota
if it was so unfair and it was so much of a lie, why'd you drop out?
fraud scandal has erupted the nation as protests and riots took place, all starting because daycares like Quality Learning Center were exposed. However, the daycares is only a small portion of the fraud taking place in Minnesota. In this video, I will take you into what has continued to allow this fraud to happen and connect all of the dots for you, exposing all of the fraud from strange connections of the business owners and the politicians who have
Wait, what?
all the fraud from strange connections.
So that's the guy that's getting arrested.
Business owners and the
and that's the guy with the guys. I think the thing that's obviously happening is happening. No way.
Politicians who have openly admitted to the fraud on live TV. And to dive deep into the fraud, I met back up with the local David, who has been investigating this widespread fraud scandal for years. So here in Minnesota, you have daycare fraud, you have adult daycare fraud, you have healthcare fraud, and you even have more fraud. What's some of the fraud that's also taking place here inside of Minnesota?
Well, what I think...
There's fraud in everything. If there's a thing, there's fraud in it. That's it. That's the answer.
Might be sort of the heart of the beast here is this transportation fraud. And what I mean by that is in Minnesota, we have something called non-emergency medical transportation, NEMT. My research has shown that there are about 1,020 such companies in Minnesota.
1,020? Oh my God.
And more than 90% of them are Somali owned.
Of course.
And so right here on the table, what do we have? All this information right here.
Yep.
So I have a number of companies that are local here in the Twin Cities, and this is just a fraction of the companies that are out there. What I found was that the national average for a non-emergency medical transportation company is 20 vehicles per company. A lot of these companies,
so we're paying for their fucking cars?
Some are in a house, some are in a convenience store, some of them in a vacant building. There's no signage, there's nobody there.
And so why would there be such a need for all these transportation companies here inside of Minnesota?
So if you think of this transportation as the hub of the wheel, so childcare is a spoke, adult daycare is a spoke, autism is a spoke, the interpreter services, which we can...
This is the vast network right here Oh my God. It's a pyramid scheme. Yeah, it's a fraud web.
Get into, that's another spoke. It all ties back to transportation. Why? Because those meals had to be, someone had to deliver those meals.
Yeah.
Someone has to deliver the kid to autism.
Yeah.
Or say they did. So it all revolves around the transportation.
Right.
And so when you're looking at this, you say, okay, well, let's just be conservative. Let's go on the low side. Let's say there are only 800 Somali-owned non-emergency medical transportation companies in
800
Minnesota.
of them. That's a lot.
Well, again, the average is 20 vehicles per company.
So that's like
800
16,000
times 20. And the way these NEMT companies are paid is if they bring someone to a...
So there's 16,000 of these fucking cars on average? Holy shit. God damn.
Doctor's appointment, whatever the case might be, or Costco or whatever wherever they're going. Because remember, it's non-emergency medical transportation. Well, we went to Costco because they have to eat or they'll die. So that's considered, right? So it's almost impossible to figure out from the outside.
Well, if I don't eat, I can die. Can I get one of these vehicles for free too?
What exactly the payments are for each of these trips. But I have a pretty good idea. So when someone provides a transportation to a facility or a location, they're also paid for the time to sit there and wait for the appointment to end and then drive the person back. So they're paid 3 different ways. And the average is going to be $50.
Which, by the way, that's fair. That's what should happen.
$50 per trip. So
$50.
Going to the appointment is a trip, coming back trip. So that's $100 per round trip.
Yeah.
So if you have 800 companies in
the average is from his ass. So I don't know why you listen to this bullshit. He's literally mentioning national average, not defending this shit, but it's just not good. Okay, so maybe it's only 10. Maybe they only have 8,000 cars.
That are NEMT companies. They all
and he said that it was an average. He's using this as an average anyway.
Vehicles, and they're all making 10 trips a day, and it's $50 per trip. So it's 800 times 20 times
10 times
10
50.
trips times $50 a trip. Do the math. And the reality
$8 million a day. That's a lot of fucking money.
Is how many of these trips are being provided? 0. They don't have to provide any. Why? Because when they are paid by the state of Minnesota, these companies go online and they fill out a form and it just says, okay, how many trips, how many miles?
Yeah.
They submit that electronically to the state and boom, they get paid.
Yep.
Nobody bothers to check. They don't call the dentist. Did this kid show up? They don't they don't do anything. As soon as that form is filed with the state of Minnesota, that payment goes out immediately.
And so essentially, these transportation companies are what hold all of the fraud together because you have the daycare centers working with the transportation companies, the adult daycare centers working with the transportation companies.
Feel like a dumbass going to work every day? Yeah, people scam like this all the time.
The healthcare companies working with the transportation companies. So it's just another way to bill and to also make it look like something's happening here inside of Minnesota.
This is the belly of the beast. All of this fraud revolves around these transportation companies. All of it.
Yeah.
This touches
except 8 mil Gamba hit?
part
What's
of
up,
fraud
man?
here in Minnesota.
And today we're going to go confront these people. We confronted them last time. There was no kids in any of the child care centers. And today, what do you expect to see?
I think we're going to see some vehicles because, you know, when I drive around the cities here, I see these Somalis driving. And mostly it's like a Plymouth Caravan or whatever. And there's never, ever, ever been a passenger. And in 7 years, I've never seen a passenger in any of these vehicles. I've followed some of them. They're going to Costco. They're going to Sam's Club. They're going to Walmart. The driver gets out, goes in there, loads up a shopping cart, comes in, puts it in the van, and off they go.
They're probably just using these cars for personal use. I mean, that's probably what's happening. I mean, I'm the kind of person that, like, whenever I see something like this, I usually assume that the simplest answer is the correct answer. And I think that I'm right about 99% of the time. It is. Usually this is what happens. And in Texas, like, there's a lot of similar things like this that happen in Texas. But instead of it being like a Somali thing, it's illegal aliens generally from Mexico that are doing it. This is extremely common. And like, how do you think these people have jobs? How do you think they make money? How do you think they afford stuff? Well, they do it by defrauding the government. Like, for example, one example of this here in the United States or here in Texas is that a lot of them will try to find people that are illegal aliens in the country and then take their kids that are actually American citizens and then claim their kids as their kids on their tax form in order to get tax write-offs and then split the money with the illegal alien parents. And this is an example of something that happens that you don't even really know about unless you know a lot about this stuff. And I think this is double dip. They're door dashing. Yeah. And also that's another example is that, have you guys ever had a DoorDash thing where like it says Martha is bringing up your order and some guy walks up and it's not Martha? This is a very, very common practice is that they will set up DoorDash accounts with people that have legitimate licenses and, accounts, and then they'll have an illegal alien do the work. And so really, I know a lot of these scams, and I understand like some people might think that, this isn't as bad as it might appear, or, some of these might not be as extreme as you might imagine. But the difference is that this is just the tip of the iceberg, actually. I unironically think that we lose probably $1 trillion every single year to fraud. It's insane. I worked at the federal government. I saw people that were doing the defrauding. I saw it on Riverside myself. This shit's happening. And it's way worse than you can even imagine.
Go back to where they live.
And now we're going to go out and see what's happening with these transportation companies.
Yep.
And here's the other thing. Tim Walz and the Department of Human Service, you threw the people of Minnesota under the bus. Shame on you, and I'm coming for you.
Yep.
You heard it here first, David. All right, let's go. So where's the first location we're going to?
The first location...
Let me see. XQC message something. Let me read what he said. Give me a second. He said... I looked into companies, all but one. They investigate. He says there's no cars here, but on file they have 1 or 2 drivers and 1 or 2 cars or power units. Yeah, sure, of course. But like, let's say it's not as many. It's not 20. It's like 2 or 3. That's still a lot. And they're still doing the fraud. I think that's what's happening. Like, again, it's not about, and this is the issue, is that this is happening all the way down. Like, for example, there's food stamps fraud. There is fraud with like welfare. There is healthcare fraud. There are so many different versions of this. And it's like, how do you think these people afford these expensive houses? How do you think they afford these nice cars? Well, I mean, like, they don't have jobs that are paying that much money, so where'd the money come from?
Is a company called Safari Transportation, Cedar Avenue South in Minneapolis.
And so what makes Safari Transportation Company an interesting transportation company?
Well,
allegedly fraudulent.
Well, the thing about Safari is that they've been registered since 2015 with the state of Minnesota as operating vehicles. And again, the national average for...
And I think actually the reason why they have a minimal amount of vehicles is that families register as a transportation service as a tool to use these transportation cars for their own personal use. And it's in the same way that they register as daycares, and then the daycare is located at their actual house, and the daycare is they take care of their kids. That's the reason. That's really what's going on here. The 20 cars thing is like a red herring. That's really what's happening.
A non-emergency medical transportation company is 20 vehicles. So if they've got 20 vehicles and they're at 607 Cedar Avenue, I have no idea where there's parking them because there is no parking anywhere near this office.
We've arrived to the transportation.
Yeah, and they never use the office. They probably just have the office registered, and then they have the car at their house. That's the reason why. So you're saying it's just the Somalis doing this? Of course not. No. Like, what do you think? There's a bunch of Somalians in America? Or in Texas? No, of course not. But Somalis are just one group that it's happening with.
Company. We're outside, and right there we have a Loving Arms adult daycare. All the windows are completely boarded out right there, and there's supposed to be a transportation company registered right here. Yeah. It's 617, but it's a liquor store. So the location here is 607 and also 617. These are 2 transportation companies. We're on a main road right now, and this is 607. Yeah. And it is not a transportation company.
Wow.
It's actually a money transfer, but it's registered here.
607.
Yeah, ask the guy.
This does not look like Safari Transportation. Where is the transportation company?
I don't see any signs denoting that there's any transportation. It's all just looks like money wiring. But if you look at the Secretary of State's office, state of Minnesota, Safari Transportation, 607 Cedar Avenue, and it's been registered here since 2015. That was the original filing.
So let's see if we have the manager. Let's see if we can find FOD. Hello. How are you? We're looking for the transportation company.
Safari Transportation?
Looking for Safari Transportation?
No, there's no Safari Transportation here.
No Safari Transportation?
Safari Transportation.
So, and this is the thing, right? Is that what do you think the probability is that there's no cars there? It's actually a liquor store. You ask the people that are at the location that Safari is supposed to be at, and they don't even know what it is. Like, and this is the issue, right? Is that you shouldn't tie yourself down to like one inconsistency. You should look at the totality of evidence. Even if you can find 1 out of 100 things that are wrong, that doesn't mean that 99 aren't right.
607 Cedar Avenue.
We're just looking for Safari Transportation.
We don't know.
So, but this is registered for Safari Transportation,
know.
607.
That's the address.
Okay,
No
we don't
idea.
know.
We're asking where Safari Transportation is.
We don't know.
Did you
Okay,
know
so the
Fuad
business is
Omar?
not here.
Don't record.
Fuad Omar?
Fuad Omar?
We don't know.
Yes.
This, do you see this? What is this?
Money transferring.
That's it.
Okay,
Well, this
registered.
is from the state.
This is fraud taking place. This is supposed to say, this is
Yeah.
for
Go
Safari
find out.
Transportation.
Go find out.
Yeah, we did find out. This is fraud right here.
Yeah, you just
This is
did.
registered.
2015.
2015?
Safari Transportation, state of Minnesota.
2015, well.
Yeah.
Well, but it's registered now. This is current, just off the state of Minnesota website today.
Sir,
Please.
This is from today. I just printed this
Oh,
off
they're getting
today.
big mad.
Fuad Omar.
go check it out.
We're here. This is 607. Where's Safari Transportation?
Okay, it's no Safari, period.
Okay, so it's a fraudulent business.
Did you see Safari,
Yes.
anything here?
Exactly.
Did you see?
Exactly. It's
Did
not
you
here.
see it?
It's a
Aggression
fraud.
immediately from this guy. I mean, I like, again, you have like 5 people show up. I could see him being aggressive. It's cut, so it's hard to say. But yeah, I do think a lot of them are immediately defensive. And I think there's a reason for that. And the reason for that is the obvious reason.
You see, sir?
Okay, thank you. We're going to go to the next
Okay.
address.
See?
All right,
Yep.
let's keep moving on. So 607, this is supposed to be Safari Transportation, no transportation company. And now we're going to 617, another transportation company. However, it is actually...
Well, it's right there next to it. Wait, so they're just lining this shit up.
Cedar Riverside Liquor. Where
Oh, here
is
we
the
go.
transportation company?
617.
617 right
Dreamline
here.
Transportation for the state of Minnesota is registered to 617 Cedar Avenue South.
And it's a liquor store. David, they aren't even trying to hide that these
Yeah.
are transportation companies. Where are the
Well,
vans?
why would they need to hide? They're being protected by the government. That's the reason why. You can't entirely say that it's his business, but it's insinuated. That's a unit that there's a second business next door. Do you really think that the business owner isn't going to know what the business next door is? I mean, really? Like, I mean, actually, like, and this is the problem, is that people love to play this game. They're going to know. They're going to know. Obviously, they're going to know who it is. What are we doing?
that?
Should we ask?
Let's go ask.
Let's go ask. Here we go.
Hey, we're looking for Dreamline Transportation.
What's that, sir?
Now we're in 617, Dreamline Transportation.
No.
Where is the transportation company?
No, we don't have this
You
one.
ever heard of Safari Transportation?
Safari, I know Safari, that many wiring. 6
Oh, no. Oh, you mean the money wiring place? No, the transportation place. Oh, it's not transportation. Bro, they got roached out real quick, huh?
7.
The money wiring.
Yeah.
Okay, that's money wiring.
Yeah.
We're looking for Safari
And
Transportation.
by the way, it never said Safari. There's never anything that said Safari on there.
607.
They said they never heard of it.
I never did. Safari company, the many wiring, they send money there. That's the 607.
So Safari gets the money and then they wire it out.
Yeah, the money.
That man just said that Safari is actually a money wiring company, so therefore they're receiving money and then wiring it somewhere underneath the name of a transportation
So
company.
we said to go here.
Suite A right here. And then you have 617A
Yep.
right here. But this is
it's good business owner responsibility to know everything about the local or immediate areas and other stores and business. They're actually really good at choosing where to place a store, so this just proves that they're related. No good owner would put their store there otherwise. Yeah, obviously you're going to do that. I mean, think about, like, if you're going to buy a storefront, you're going to figure out where the other places are around you. And if this place has been there for 10 years, then yeah, you're going to know that, obviously. As Black Lives Matter. Oh, God.
Services, immigration, travel, and tax. I do not see a transportation company anywhere.
Hey, we're hoping to find Dreamline Transportation. You ever heard of it?
I've never heard of it. Ask next door.
He said to ask here. That you would know.
Ask next door. This is a mailbox. It's not a real call.
So,
it's a
Dreamline
mailbox.
Transportation could be nothing more than a mailbox. 834.
So it could be one of these mailboxes. Well,
okay, see you later.
607 Safari Transportation.
Yep.
Doesn't exist. It's
So you went to one like little, strip store area, and 3 of them are fake. So 3 out of 3 are bullshit. What a surprise.
money wiring business. 617 Dreamline, inside of there, it's actually a liquor store, and then 617A is a place where there's a bunch of mailboxes and it says reliable ITT services.
Multiple tiered obfuscation.
How are you doing, man?
Well, they're probably covering for each other.
Yes, sir.
What's
Why
up?
are you sensationalizing the propaganda?
What are we sensationalizing?
To attack our community. What's your final objective?
We're not attacking.
To get you guys deported and get people that are scamming us out of the fucking country, and to stop wasting money on this bullshit. It's pretty simple. Like, what do you mean? Like, it's obvious. That's the answer. That's clearly what the answer is. Like, what do you mean? Like, oh, I wonder what is this? Like, that's why. Just answer it.
Your community by any means.
Are you making good money from this?
We're looking
Yeah,
for
of course he's making money from it.
fraud.
No,
for instance, can you answer our question? Where's Safari Transportation Company 607? It's not there.
That's a nice shirt. I like this shirt a lot. I don't like the turtleneck, but I really like that. This is probably really comfortable.
Answer.
How much money are
Why don't you answer the question? Where's 617 Dreamline Security?
How much money are you making?
I make money off of YouTube. That's how I make my money.
Exactly. So you're making money off of sensationalizing.
That my job
and attacking
is
the Somali community.
I'm not attacking you guys. We're asking.
I'll tell you the
fraud is
reason why
fraud,
this is
sir.
happening. All right, let me tell you the reason why
fraud
you're
is fraud,
this.
correct?
Yes.
This has nothing to do with race. This is fraud. This fraud.
Absolutely has to do with us being Muslim.
No, it does not.
All right, and us.
And they do this. The reason why they say this is because it works on a lot of Americans. Americans are so brain broken and terrified of being called racist or, Islamophobic or some other word like that, that they will just immediately back down from a completely reasonable position whenever they're confronted with the accusation of that word. It's like a spell. They're using these like spells.
Being from Africa, this is a constitutional argument. If you don't want us here, change the freedom of religion. Say, listen, we don't want Muslims in this country anymore.
We're not saying that.
No.
We're not saying
By the
that.
way, a lot of Muslim groups, like there are a lot of like Muslim Americans, and as far as I know, like many of them have higher like average household incomes than white people. This is true for a lot of those immigrants. Because this is something that's like a very like a lesser known thing, but in some Islamic countries they do have a soft caste system, kind of like India, and like in Saudi Arabia, for example, this is one of the things. Very like people don't really know about this. I had a friend that lived there and has been there, and so he told me about it. And so you have a very, very high success rate of the people that are coming over here from those countries that are extremely well educated and they're very well positioned because they're the people that are coming out of those higher social castes. So you have like a selection bias of those people. So this is not even true. What I'm saying is like even if this argument was being made, it's still a bad argument. Where does Allah stand on fraud? I wonder.
When I go
Sir,
onto
we're
your
talking
comments,
about fraud. When
I go onto your comments,
my comments.
What I see is people that say we do not want Muslims here. Kick every single Muslim in.
Is this something related to scamming? No. My point is that not only is this not really the factor with Muslims, but even if you applied that logic to it, it still wouldn't be because many of those people have high incomes. So like it not only is it wrong on a foundational level, but even assuming the foundation is accurate, it's still wrong.
Minnesota, out of Minnesota.
That's a comment.
You are, listen, you're preparing for the Somali community to maybe be taken to concentration camps. Just like the Japanese.
See? They just use the words, man. They use the words.
Community, all right? You're sensationalizing.
No, we're not.
All right,
Sir,
something that
answer
can
the
listen.
question. Where
that's something
where
that can,
is the transportation
something
vehicle
that can
company?
jeopardize
Answer the question.
The safety and the protection of the Somali community.
We're talking about fraud.
If anything happens to the Somali
We're talking
community,
about fraud.
Listen, I'm not doing anything. I'm not physically touching you.
You're getting very close.
I'm not physically touching you. No, I'm not physically touching you.
This is fraud. We're talking about fraud. You're defending fraud. You're defending fraud. You're defending fraud.
People who hate Muslims want us out of here.
People can say what they want.
Muslim.
I'm not censoring anyone.
It makes perfect sense. Obviously, there are people that hate Muslims are going to be there in a comment section of a group that's primarily Muslim that's doing something wrong. I mean, of course that's the case. If you look at a video of a black person committing a crime, you're going to go in the comment section and it's going to be a bunch of people that talk about how much they hate black people. Like, that's obviously what happens. I mean, like, this is duh, of course.
Using your material.
Deja vu. Did I say that before?
Use your material.
I bet I probably did.
People who hate Islam, use your material. Say to us, we don't want you here.
It's still true.
Change the Constitution.
I did. I forgot.
Guess what? Let me tell you something. Guess what?
Say it. We're asking about fraud.
We're
asking about fraud.
You hate Muslims.
I'm not saying I hate Muslims. We're talking about fraud. We're talking about fraud.
Why are you attacking us?
This
are we
is
the
fraud.
only community that suffers because of fraud?
We're talking about fraud.
Are we the only community that does fraud?
He's really getting gassed up. He's getting upset.
Are we the only community that does this?
This is about fraud.
No, you're not. It's actually so much worse, and there are other Americans that do it too.
There's what, 300 Somali providers in all of Minnesota?
There's actually 800.
Don't keep talking.
So,
you speak English? Your security doesn't even speak English. Listen, let me tell you something.
See, this isn't a race issue, sir. This is about fraud.
We have, what, 1,000 providers?
Yeah, you guys have a...
Even it's 2,000 providers.
Okay,
you want to sacrifice the safety of 80,000 people
we're not
because of fucking 2,000 providers? Are you fucking mad? Are you stupid?
I'm not stupid. You're stupid. Where's the transportation company?
What about if a mass shooting happens in Minnesota? It will be because of you. It will be because of you. If any Somali gets hurt in Minnesota, it's because of Nick fucking Shirley.
This is about fraud.
One single Somali gets hurt.
This is about fraud,
sir. It's because of you. Sensationalizes. You son of a bitch. Sensationalizes.
Wow, you're very nice.
Out of our neighborhood.
Very nice.
Get the f out of our neighborhood.
Sir, can you tell me where the transportation company is?
Get the f out of our neighborhood. We don't want you here. Get the f out of here.
Calm down, sir.
Get the f out of here.
Sir, this is about fraud.
You wanted clicks?
You're sensationalizing yourself, sir.
You wanted clicks?
Yeah, he is sensationalizing himself. Yeah, he's crashing out. This is great content. This is funny.
Sensationalizing yourself.
You wanted clicks? You wanted the YouTube?
Tell me where the transportation vehicle is.
Clicks? You got YouTube clicks. Now get the f out of our community.
Tell me where the transportation
vehicle is. Out of our community.
Tell me where the... This is about fraud.
Say I don't want Muslims here.
This is about fraud.
Say I don't want Muslims here. Say it. I want to change the Constitution.
Eventually, you are going to have people that say that they don't want Muslims here if you keep using your faith as a distraction and a shield from criticism from illegal behavior. Eventually, you will radicalize people against everybody inside of your religion, and they won't care about what happens in the Constitution. You have to keep in mind that the Constitution existed in the same way, whenever we put all the Japanese in internment camps. It's not like this is this is like a rule that you can't break like in a video game. It's not a programming language. It's not gravity. You can just do whatever you want. So they should definitely watch out for this. And this is the big issue, is that the more that you use your religion and your ethnicity and your protected status as a minority as a shield for bad behavior, the more people stop caring about that protected status. And I think that's what's happening.
No, I don't want to change the Constitution.
Freedom of religion, and I don't want Muslim Somalis in Minnesota kick them out. I was born in this country. You have to take the passport away from me. Relax. That is what you are arguing for.
We're not talking.
Change the Constitution.
This is about fraud.
Thank you, sir. Appreciate it.
Get the fuck out of our community.
This is about fraud.
Get the fuck out of our community. Get the fuck out of here. Get the fuck out of here. Stupid fucking idiot.
Tell me where the transportation company is then.
Get the fuck out of here.
Obviously, for this video, we had to get security because look at this now.
Yep.
We're going.
There it is. Total crash out. There it is.
No transportation company in there. Fraud.
Uh-huh.
There were no transportation companies.
When did this video come out?
This isn't about race. This isn't against religion. This is about fraud. We're fighting fraud here. We're not fighting a race.
It's undeniable that there is a racial element to this. And the racial element is being appeased by the lawmakers that are allowing the fraud because this race of people are acting inside of a collective group. That's what's happening. Race is a very clear element of this, and to ignore it is just to not understand what the problem is. So what happens is that a lot of these groups of people are voting as a block. And by them voting as a block, they're also able to advocate for their interests as a block. And if they're able to advocate for their interests as a block and they're voting as a block and they have a bunch of fraud going on, that means that the people that are running the government are going to be afraid to go after that fraud because they don't want to lose that block of voters. That's what's happening. This is a racial thing. People are so afraid to talk about this because, like, the reason why I'm never really worried about talking about this is, like, I know I'm not a racist. Like, I'm not racist. Obviously, I'm not, right? And so a lot of people are afraid of being accused of that or told that they are or whatever. But the fact is that, yeah, absolutely, it's a factor. Of course it is. Duh.
And this is what happens when you put a...
So they're black voters? They're not black voters at all. Like, African Americans and Somalians are a completely different ethnicity and group of interest group entirely. Yeah, like they're a totally different interest group. That's like saying that like Russians and Polish people are the same because they have the same skin color. They're not. Like, all black people are not ethnically the same just because they have dark skin.
Spotlight on fraud, the people who are benefiting become extremely violent, and the Somalis are the most violent people I have ever met in my whole life.
Jesus.
Because he couldn't answer the question. Where was the transportation company?
He wouldn't answer the question.
Any other group would be violent too if they were allowed to be. The reason why violence is happening is because it's being allowed to happen.
All he did was make it about race and then issue threats.
Neither business was there or operating, and giving a very conservative estimate based off of David's numbers and other numbers online, it's fair to say each business is operating with an average of 20 vehicles and with a much lower and generous rate of $25 per trip. And with 10 alleged trips a day, each business is pulling an estimate of $1.3 million in gross revenue. And with those 2 locations alone,
I think that they're using these businesses as personal assets, basically. I don't think that there are 20 vehicles. There's probably 1 to 3 vehicles. There's either 1 car a person has or 3, depending on the size of the family and the people that are inside of the family. I think that logically, if you look at the way that they were setting up these daycares, like, yeah, sure, you probably have a few of them that are the large scale scams that maybe have 20, 50 cars. But like the average probably is much lower. And the reason why is because it probably follows the same paradigm that the daycare follows, where a business is fraudulently created as if it is open to the public, but it's actually just a business that operates in the best interest of that family and the people that are around that family. That's probably what's happening here.
There's over $2.6 million in estimated fraud.
All right, we're going to the next location.
What's interesting, Nick, is that one of the places we just visited,
So you have no clue about it? You can extrapolate your bigoted take to push bullshit? Got it? Yeah, basically. I think I'm totally right about this. I've seen fraud all many years. I worked at the federal government. My dad worked at the federal government. I've scammed people myself. I've seen scammers. Yeah, I think I know what I'm talking about here. I think if there's anybody that understands scamming, it's me.
17 Cedar Avenue South.
That's how it is.
That's for Dreamline Transportation. That's the address listed with the state of Minnesota. But the place that we're going right now is going to have vans that say Dreamline Transportation on them. But they haven't moved in months and months. You'll see they're covered with snow. There will be no tire tracks. And so why are they using this address? And all that was in there was a liquor store. And he told us to talk to the guy next door, and those were all
the reason why they're using that address is because they're probably using that address as a fake address, and then the cars are located at the homes of the people that are listed on the business ownership forms. That's probably what it is. Is that they say, oh, can we use this place as a business address? And then the cars are at the house. Like, obviously.
When the guy next door said, go talk to him. I said, we just talked to him. Obviously, the cover up, and you see how they all stick together, and It's all this intimidation, and thank God we had the security we did there, because that would have been bad.
Yeah, it could have been very bad. And also, like, just one more point that I want to make before I just let the video play. I apologize. Here's a legal version of that. There are a lot of people that are individuals that file as LLCs, and they register themselves as a company in order to have different payment structures and different tax structures. So some of these versions of, you know, quote, fraud are actually legal. And there are a lot of tax loopholes that happen that are actually totally okay. And that's the difference between, if you know anything about accounting, you know what the difference between these two things are. Tax evasion versus tax avoidance. Tax avoidance are taking unethical methods in order to reduce your tax burden, but those methods are not technically illegal. Tax evasion is breaking the law in order to pay less taxes.
Now we're outside of this transportation vehicle company right here.
Yeah, and so you can see these are the vans that say Dreamline. You can see the sticker on the window and the numbers on the rear.
Yeah, I have an LLC.
None of these vehicles have moved in 8 months.
I just want you guys to see that, like, this isn't a Somalian thing. Like, Americans do this too in legal ways.
Timestamp, date stamp photos. All these vehicles are in the exact same spot they were 8 months ago. And look, there's no tire tracks, so they haven't moved.
Yeah.
And this van as well, this is Dreamline. Dreamline was the location where we got chased out from the Somalis on 617 Cedar, and this is a vehicle from Dreamline that actually didn't even exist. It was a liquor store.
So they're not even using the cars?
And the vans haven't moved at all.
Well, you can tell. The thing is, I hope they look at the tires, because you can easily tell whether a car hasn't moved at all based off of whether the tires are deflated or not.
Really, no vans and no tire tracks anywhere.
Yeah.
If these vans are being used to transport people, whether it be healthcare, childcare, there would be snow tracks.
Spots, yeah, exactly.
And there's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11 vehicles here. No snow tracks anywhere. These vehicles are not being used, and these transportation companies are making lots of money. Meanwhile, there's actually
nobody's
nothing
using the
to show
cars.
for. Here's all of the vehicles right here. And the vehicles that are coming in and out, like this Toyota, it does not have anything to do with transportation company, because there's no stickers on it and there's snow tracks. But the vehicles that are supposed to be used for transportation are literally locked in. Snow is building icicles. No one's even came out to remove the snow off the window. These transportation vehicles are not moving. And then right here, David has more paperwork for Silver Mountain. And there's 3 different companies in the same address.
Yeah. It's harder for Americans to get away with fraud.
So we're talking about how all these companies are intertwined. This is a perfect example of that.
And this is why these transportation companies are so essential to the fraud in Minnesota, because they allow the fraud to be supported, as the majority of the fraud is from welfare programs like daycares, autism centers, and adult daycares, and healthcare services. They need to leave a paper trail to make it look like something is happening. Therefore, they use these transportation.
And you can see also one of the business owners there was doing everything on paper rather than on a machine.
Companies to create that paper trail by saying they're moving people from an adult daycare to a healthcare provider, for example, but they actually never provide the service at the healthcare provider.
There you go.
But that paper trail allows
fake
them
medical
to
transport
continue to build the state for the money, and everyone gets paid. That's why this fraud is so deep and hard to dismantle, because quite literally everyone is involved.
And it's all because the state of Minnesota never checks.
All right, so this is actually...
And this is by design, because they're buying votes.
The location for Silver Mountain Inc.
Silver
LLC,
Mountain Home Care. Okay, here we go.
Let's see if any...
Let's see it.
Yes, we're wondering where Silver Mountain...
Silver Mountain?
Silver Mountain.
Oh, I don't know that.
Yeah.
Where it is.
It says 2722 Park Avenue.
Why is the focus on them if everyone is doing it? I feel like exposing affluent American communities doing this would be a bigger story. The reason why is because the affluent... number one, that happens all the time. Number two... this is a very easy to understand scam. Whenever you're talking about affluent Americans that are doing it, they're using levels of like tax evasion and tax avoidance that most people can't really understand, because you have to have basically like a fucking a 4-year degree to understand the complexities of how the money gets rerouted. That's the reason why. So this one's a lot easier to explain to voters and to people. Yeah, it's way more complex.
Silver Mountain. You don't have a permission to do that.
Okay, so Silver Mountain does not exist.
You were
No, the name's not Silver Mountain. It's just Silver Mountain.
Don't ask me that. When you come.
All right,
So
sir.
Silver
Well,
Mountain-
so
This
Silver,
is not a waste
so
of- that's
Silver
not a
Mountain
way
does
to
not
make a
exist.
business.
27,
You're making a
22
business.
Park
You have
Avenue.
millions of people watching you.
Silver
You're making
Mountain.
business to
Okay,
600
sir.
people.
27, 20.
You have millions of people
Right.
watching right
Yes.
now. Where is
Right.
Silver Mountain
I don't know
Home
where
Healthcare?
Silver Mountain is.
He has
well,
no
that's what
idea.
we're looking for. All right,
What a
we're moving on.
surprise.
So Silver Mountain does not exist. David, we're just simply asking for where is Silver Mountain Home
I can't
Healthcare?
find any of these companies.
It's
I mean, this is
such a
shocking.
coincidence,
3
huh?
companies are supposed to be in that
Wow.
building, and he's never heard of them. He doesn't know anything about them.
And look,
Uh-huh.
so they don't exist there. Right there, Somali Senior Center and Adult Day Services.
Yep.
A daycare right there. All these welfare companies are in the same location.
How many of these fucking
but
things
their
are there?
businesses-
Oh
that
my
business
God.
Didn't even exist.
It's all fraud, all of it.
So
See
right
how
there,
big that
the
house was? Yeah, it was
transportation
huge.
company, no passenger, just a driver.
Oh, wow.
How come you think when it comes time to take accountability for what's happening, or just to answer simple questions about the fraud, they can't answer?
Well, I think
Oh, I wonder, guys. It's a mystery.
their reaction tells you all you need to know. The reaction is so violent that if there was no fraud going on, they would say, what are you talking about? They would
Yeah.
have a civil conversation, but they can't because they know we're shining the light on the fraud and they have no defense. So
Yep.
in their mind, being loud and using profanity is their only defense.
Because I'm trying to give them the opportunity
He's completely
to say,
right.
where are the transportation companies? Where are the daycare? Where are the children? Where are the companies now? Yet they can't answer.
And to this point, Nick, the transportation companies we've been to, we haven't seen a single vehicle at any of them. In fact, some don't
What
even
are the odds
exist.
of that?
We can't even find them.
Wow.
We're going to the addresses that are listed on the Secretary of State's website as their
Surely they're
business
wrong, huh?
address.
This is a massive parking lot here. We're gonna go ask them where their vehicles are. They should not have any excuse as to why they don't have their vehicles here, other than if they are out driving right now.
Okay, let's
what's
see
the
it.
story behind this business?
Well, this business is new as of March of 2024.
Oh, wow. Very new one.
It's Muhammad Malim is the registered agent for 713 Minnehaha Avenue East.
Me and David headed into this building.
Let's see
However,
what he's
the
got to
owner
say.
was not there.
We're here at the suite of Epimonia Transport LLC. There's actually not even a sign here.
Oh, wow.
And anyone here. It looks like there's a guy over here. Let's
Okay,
if we can
let's
talk
see what
to
he
him
has
really
to
quick. Do you know about Epimonia Transport here?
So there was a transportation company here in 305 for a long time, even before I joined the
Isn't it weird how, like, whenever you ask somebody that's not part of this group, that they just simply are willing to talk to you and explain what's going on? Isn't that crazy? Wow, what are the odds? It's almost as if the people that are doing this are in on the fraud, then they know what's going on. This is what normal people will do.
building a few years ago. He's never really here. I've seen the office a couple times. There's barely anything in there but a couch. And then I see him maybe twice a month at if so.
And there's no transport vehicles outside. Massive parking lot, but no transport.
I've never seen one. I've been here for 3 years, and I'm always here. I'm a workaholic.
Is that you? Shut
I'm
up.
just nonstop here, so I know everybody in the building. And this specific space here is probably the most sketchy out of any other business here. Everyone else is here. They're friendlier. He just pops in and out.
And for instance, this guy Muhammad, he should have his business in 308. There should be transportation vehicles outside. There's nothing.
That's weird that you say 308 because he's always been in 305 for the last 3 years.
Oh! It's even better. See, this is what I said. This is the tip of the iceberg. You guys have no idea how bad this gets. Oh my God. Excuse, called this guy a paid actor? No, I think if you go around, if you ask like random small business owners in any of these areas, they'd have no problem talking to you and explaining everything to like whatever degree that you're asking. Like, this is the way most normal people act.
Wow, so he's even lying on his public records with the government.
I would assume if he was to make and doing fraud, it makes sense to switch it up and throw people off track. It would be the first thing somebody would do, I would think.
So since the fraud has started to be exposed,
$5 million.
Muhammad has left the scene, and that guy just said
He's gone.
He confirmed that there was never even been transportation vehicles outside. So Muhammad has completely left the scene. He's nowhere to be found, and this parking lot, massive parking lot, actually never even had any transport vehicles, according to the guy who lived or had his office next to Muhammad. How quick do you think the fraud would dry out here in Minnesota if they were to cut out the transportation side of the fraud?
I think it would have a massive
I don't think it would do anything, honestly, because they'd just shift to something else.
effect.
The problem is the fact that is the cookie factory. The transportation element is just a cookie. The government are creating the apparatus for fraud. The transportation is just a manifestation of that. If you're going to let people do fraud, it's going to come out in every other way.
And that the signal that would send would let people know the party's over.
Yep.
Because if me and you were to go to the doctor, we'd either have to find a family member, drive ourselves, or pay for an Uber. How come they even have this set up?
Yeah, I tried to arrange a ride with one of these Somali transportation companies. They said they were all full. So now we're at 2833 13th Avenue South.
So they're all full, but the vehicles aren't moving anywhere. Wow, that's really interesting. It's almost like it's a scam.
Minneapolis, and there's supposed to be a non-emergency medical transportation company here called Advance Mobility Incorporated. And what's interesting about this company is that state records show that it first registered with the state of Minnesota in 1999.
Wow.
And they have been in business for over 26
years. Isn't that older
years.
than him?
Yes, correct.
Yeah, it's older than he is.
Go inside.
They must have a lot of vehicles.
So this is Advanced Mobility 2833, boarded up. All these windows
He's got an elephant
are covered right here. We're gonna see if we can go inside. There's a bunch of shops in here. We have money transferring shop. We got clothes in here. There's a coffee shop. Let's see.
What the fuck?
Advanced Mobility is in here. We got spices. Is Advanced Mobility here?
You know 224?
I don't think you guys are allowed to record it.
Do you know where Advanced Mobility is?
Suite 224.
She's recording over there, so. Suite 224. Do you guys know where Advanced Mobility is? Do you guys know where Advanced Mobility is? Advanced Mobility? Yeah, we're looking for it.
Never heard. You have no fucking idea. Yeah.
Never heard of it?
What is this? What is that?
Oh, my name is Nick Shirley.
And you see how they're trying to create racially segregated ethnic areas. This is what these people do. It is. It's a huge issue. And this is one of the things that a lot of people don't understand is that a lot of these people are more racist than you could ever imagine. They are. This is a very, very common thing.
Looking for Advanced Mobility. Where's Advanced Mobility at?
No, I don't.
That's what we're asking for. All right, we're looking for Advanced Mobility. Nobody can help us right now. We got a whole group of people trying to get us out of here. We're looking for Advanced Mobility.
Yeah. Wow, what a surprise.
Advanced Mobility doesn't exist.
Yep. Why in the world would they not be allowed to record it?
Now they're pushing us out of here.
Yeah.
Where's Advanced Mobility at?
Do not record. No, turn it off.
for.
Turn it off. No. There's no
Would you like
scams.
to give a
What do you
statement
mean?
on
What do you
where
mean there's a
Advanced
scam? No,
Mobility
there's
is?
not. What do you mean by a scam? What are you talking about?
So Advanced Mobility is not anywhere here. We're leaving, sir. Would you like to give a statement on what's happening here in Minnesota?
You make stuff up. This is a lie. I don't care. Who do you work for? Who do you work for? No, who do you work for?
Nick Shirley.
Who do you work
This
for?
is Nick Shirley, sir.
I don't care about Nick Shirley. That's you.
Yes, sir.
But who do you work for?
For Nick Shirley.
I don't care about Nick Shirley.
That's who he's working for today, Nick Shirley.
This is from the
We
state
don't
of
care. We don't care
Minnesota.
about that. Get out of here.
Stop here.
And see, you guys say I can't film, but look at you guys filming. You can do that. You can film here. Advanced Mobility doesn't exist.
Well, so
Completely insular, racially segregated group of people that are advocating for their own interests and scamming, and they're protecting each other. That's obviously what's happening here. Again, if you have been around any low-income immigrant communities, you would know that this stuff like this happens constantly. Happens constantly. Like in Texas, this is so common. It's a different group of people, but it's the same behavior.
What was interesting was we walked in there, and on the state's website, it says it's in Suite 224, but it's a one-story building. None of the suites had the number 2 on them.
Oh.
It doesn't exist.
Wow.
And it's been registered
How
since
convenient.
1999, and it doesn't exist.
All right, next location. David, where are we at?
We're at what's called Ray's, R-A-Y-Z Transportation LLC.
And this is Ray's Transportation. We're on a street. There's no parking lot for any transportation vehicles.
Oh, wow.
See what
Here we go.
This is the address for Ray's Transportation.
What does it say? Bring furniture. Okay.
See if anybody is here. Is Ray's Transportation here, sir?
I don't know. Transportation place. There's no transportation places here.
Oh, okay.
It's
Well,
all
It's just Ray's.
healthcare places.
R-A-Y-Z.
well, I think it's confirmed they're not here, David. So it's confirmed that Ray Transportation, all of these transportation companies,
damn, that's crazy.
they're kind of like ghost companies. They exist on paper, but they don't actually exist in person.
What are the government officials doing with all this? Do you know? They are doing it so that they can secure votes for these people. So basically what they do is they make these people dependent on their policies, and then being dependent on the policies ensures that these people will continuously vote for them. That's the scam.
Would you like to see anybody
That's
in
what
the
they're
government
getting
here
out
held
of it.
accountable?
Most definitely, because there can definitely be an allocation of funds.
And what's your message to Tim Walz?
Make a change.
Yep.
Make a change, because there's definitely, even when it comes down to like the kids and stuff, there's definitely stuff that like we need spaces for the things that are going on that they're not doing.
Exactly.
We need these type of spaces for it. Now this is some crazy stuff, but I'm glad that you bringing light to it. It is a crazy, interesting situation.
Hey, what's up? What you got going on, man?
Hey, what's up?
Hey.
Uh-oh.
The false narrative that you be going on is some nonsense.
You should get in your car, because
you should not be doing that, right? You are creating misinformation. This is not fair. It's not fair for the American people.
Just parks his car in the middle of the intersection. And look at that. It's literally got the... To be fair, he at least has his emergency blinkers on. Look at that. It's just sitting there.
To be doing that.
For
It's
fraud to
not
be happening?
fair. It's not fair what you mean. You cannot be doing that. You're not being fair.
How?
This country is built on fairness. You're not being...
See, this is it again. They always try to use and weaponize your values against you so they can take advantage of you, but you think that you're doing the right thing. This is how it is every time.
fair.
Yeah,
you cannot come into the community and be doing that.
So we shouldn't allow fraud to be happening, right?
Let the legal system do its job.
Well, it's failed.
We got a governor. We got a attorney general.
That's the problem.
Let them do the job. You're not in a position to do the job. You're not a prosecutor. If you want to...
The entire idea that you need to have like all of this experience and education and understanding to look at some paperwork is just total bullshit. These scams are so elementary that a middle schooler could figure this out. And I think this is kind of funny, is that a lot of people have been saying like, oh, Nick Shirley's a dumbass. He's stupid. If Nick Shirley's so stupid, then why is he able to figure out all of these things that are happening? Think about that. There's two answers. Either that the people are doing it so obviously that it's being totally ignored, or it's being allowed. That's it.
For office, go ahead, run for office.
Do you think Tim Walz is playing dumb? Yeah.
This is misinformation. This is the information.
How is it misinformation, sir? It's from the
This is what you're doing.
state
You're
of
coming
Minnesota.
You're coming everywhere. Where you coming from?
Get in your
See
car,
what I mean?
idiot.
We're talking about the facts that's happening here.
It's south side. It's my turf. Get it.
Sir, so we were just having a civil conversation. That guy hopped out of his car in the middle of the road.
Yep.
In the middle of the road about the fraud that's happening.
Crash
And
out,
he's
Andy.
saying that I'm the bad guy for showing light of what's happening here.
They're passionate. They're passionate people. They don't want this type of stuff either going on or be brought to light. So that's what they're gonna do. They're gonna it's a very tight knit community.
You saw it firsthand how crazy it gets out here. He hopped out in the middle of the intersection.
Yeah, I'll say.
So
what I'm going to assume is that there's probably a bunch of group chats that they have that if you subpoena one of these group chats and you get it and like you can read what they're saying, everything about this will be totally in the open. All they really need to do is find one of these scams that's like a dead to rights scam and then go through these people's personal communication, and it's going to open up all the rest of this. It's going to be like, I'm trying to think of a good way to explain it, right? It's like as soon as you unlock that, it's going to just unlock 10 other ones, and that's going to unlock 100 other ones, which is going to be 1,000 other ones. Is it that easy? Yeah, it is. It really is. I mean, do you think that they're using all these encrypted chats and everything? Of course not. No, just look at WhatsApp, look at Facebook, look at, you know, like fucking Samsung or Apple messages. That's all you need to do. It's going to totally cascade down. High trust society systems are always easy to infiltrate if you have an opening. Yeah, of course.
About race, you're a black guy, they're black, right? We don't have no ill feelings towards you by any means. We're talking about the fraud that's happening. So God bless you, sir, and thank you very much. Why are we doing this?
So we're doing this, A, because it's the right thing to do.
It's fucking ridiculous. That's why.
The people of Minnesota and the people of America want this done. Fraud is fraud. And when we try and talk with these people and say, look, the main reason we're doing this is to find out why are all these checks being written by the state of Minnesota for companies that don't even exist. That's what we're trying to figure out.
To buy
it's
votes.
Not a race issue.
That's simple.
It's a fraud issue.
Buying votes.
Fraud is fraud.
And so what most people don't understand about this fraud is it is literally in the entire state of Minnesota. It's not just in one part of Minneapolis.
Right.
Just
and
buying
so I
votes.
think what happens is the people in the suburbs of Minneapolis and St. Paul, they get lulled into a false sense of security because they say, oh, that's in Minneapolis. It doesn't affect.
Do I need some sort of permission from a federal court to check their WhatsApp groups? Yeah, I do. You do. But all they need to do, this should be the focus. This should be the attack pattern the federal government should have. They should try to find the top 10 most dead to rights businesses that are fraudulent and then work off of those in order to get a discovery order from a court and then have those different people's communication devices received over to them and then go through all of that. And I bet as soon as you get that discovery order and you get that communication, this is going to be totally out in the open. It is. It will be immediately out in the open. It will not even be remotely hard to figure out.
Yes, sir.
That's what they should do.
And we're showing that this fraud spreads.
And if it's an interconnected community, what's going to happen is that if it's as interconnected as I think it is, and it appears to be, one will lead to another, will lead to another, will lead to another. It'll be like a domino effect. Because they're going to be communicating with other people that you didn't originally have as like one of your people that you're investigating, but that other person is going to be doing the scam or working with them or communicating with them, and that can give you probable cause to go after that person too, right? And so like that's how you do it.
Throughout the entire state of Minnesota, including all of the suburbs.
The contagion.
And we're going to bring to light exactly what's going on in those respective
All
suburbs.
the money. Yep.
And so what's happening in this suburb of St. Louis Park?
Well, this is one of the Somali NEMT, non-emergency medical transportation companies that's registered with the state of Minnesota in St. Louis Park. And so let's see if this one actually exists.
This is the location of Crescent.
Somebody says, do you think they're intentionally buying votes via allowing these scams to take place? We're talking about 1 to 5 million pop, according to this video. It seems like a lot for a few votes. You're forgetting about the echo effect that as soon as this is going to have, the ripple effect, probably a better way to say it, is that whenever they're not doing this, they're being perceived as racist. So you have a lot of the people that are like mind broken by the idea of being racist that will be immediately voting against them. And then that's one component. And then the other component is that when you don't have, why do you think that the mayor of this city here is speaking Somalian? Really, think about it. Having an extremely strong voting block of people that's only a small group, having that lined up for you whenever you're usually getting 49-50, 45-55, voting levels, that really helps close the gap easily. That's the reason why.
Transportation. We have a
squeaky wheel gets the grease.
Vans outside right now. Does not look like any vans are outside.
The other voters
Let's go
don't care,
inside, see if
so they
Crescent
focus on the voters that do.
Exist. Here we
It's
are.
obvious.
And it's an apartment complex. There's no signage of any Crescent Transportation Company. Once again, another fraudulent business where they don't even have a storefront to show where they're at. This is an apartment complex.
Yeah.
So this is an apartment complex right here?
Yeah.
And have you ever seen Crescent Transportation out here?
Nope.
And what do you think about the fraud taking place here in Minnesota?
Huh? I'm a taxpayer. I don't like it.
What's your message to all the fraudsters?
Huh? Prosecute their ass. Take them to jail.
And how do you feel knowing that, for instance, right here, a transportation company that receives money from the government is not even here? It's the apartment complex.
Yeah, I just said I don't like it. I'm a taxpayer. I work hard for my money. People out here fraud, they still go to jail.
And should Tim Walz go to jail?
Oh, he cricket too, huh? All them cricket, all the politicians.
Yeah,
My
they
daddy
sure
never
are.
like none of them.
So that man right there just
unfathomably based.
Confirmed that this is an apartment complex.
Yep.
Right, and so the cities have specific rules governing operating businesses out of apartments. They do not allow transportation companies to park vehicles in an apartment parking lot. None of the cities in the Twin Cities allow that.
Because even if you were to be running a transportation company out of your apartment, there's nowhere to park the cars.
Well, where are they? There aren't any. Crescent, I don't see anything with Crescent on it anywhere.
Yep.
More fraud taking place here.
So this is called Hopkins Child Care Center. This facility is licensed to hold 118 children. So this should be a
Here we go.
really big facility. And this year alone, they have received $2.25 million from the state of Minnesota.
Jesus.
And last year, they received $1.92 million from the state of Minnesota. And this facility, in the past 5 years, has been in the top 10 for the most money received from the state of Minnesota.
Wow.
So there should be
They're on the
plenty of
leaderboards.
children. There should be footprints of children walking in and out.
This should be a very busy place, yes.
So this right here.
And now they can't use the excuse that, oh, well, this was during Christmas break, so they were all gone. Remember whenever they were saying that?
Hopkins
That's funny.
Child Care Center, they're receiving over $2 million a year.
That's real funny.
All of the windows are completely blacked out. You can't even get in.
You can't
And for
see.
a place that's supposed to have over 100 children, there's no footprints anywhere going into the store.
Wow. It's not. There's nothing even
And
on the
it's
window.
Locked. Midday right now. This is the back side of the daycare. Ringing the doorbell right now.
Just a piece of metal.
See if anybody comes. Hello, sir. How are you doing? How are you doing? Yes, sir.
Get out.
Okay, listen.
Get out.
Of course. Ah, wow. What a surprise. Guys, it's not a scam. It's not a scam at all. Yeah, instant aggro. Yeah.
This is our business.
Each other, okay?
Yes,
What are you
sir.
looking for?
We don't care what you do on the
We're-
parking lot.
Go this side. Yeah.
This
Private.
I can be here in the
No,
parking lot.
no. You don't need
No.
Wait,
What are
can
you
we
looking
ask
for?
you about the daycare? It's
Yeah,
all
what are
right.
you
Oh, it's all
looking
right.
for?
Can we ask you about the
We
daycare?
don't care about anything.
No.
You
I don't care, Ken.
Sir, I'm not
You
racist.
have to live here.
I'm asking
No. You don't ask me nothing. man.
$2.25 million.
Get out, you guys. Get out.
$2.5 million.
Get out.
This is a business.
Get out, hey. Get out.
We're asking. We just want to
Get out.
There's another guy on there too. So they're just sitting at this building doing fucking nothing. There's no kids there.
ask you about $2.25 million.
Oh my God. 5
Get
guys.
out, guys. Get out.
You cannot do that.
Get out. No, you cannot. You cannot do
Oh
that.
man,
This is-
it's so obvious.
No. Get out.
How do you believe?
Get out.
How do people not
No,
believe this
Get out.
instantly?
It's our law forever. Get out.
I can't
Why-
decide
can I
if they're
ask you about
guilty or
the
not.
daycare?
Yeah,
I have
nobody
the paperwork
knows.
right here.
No, get out.
What's the need
Get
for
out.
$2.25 million for a
I'm telling
daycare?
you, get out. Get
Can
out.
you answer the question?
Get out. No, I don't ask you any question. You guys,
can't.
get out.
You can't answer the
Get
question.
out. No.
They're mad.
My name's Nick
Who are you?
Shirley.
No, I don't give a shit. Get out.
Could you?
I don't give
can you
a
answer
shit.
The question?
No, I don't.
What's the need for $2.25 million for a daycare?
No. $1 million.
I don't-
worry about it. Get out.
Okay.
Get out.
And it's licensed for
Get out, my
118
friend, get out.
children.
I like how they
Get out.
started. They started yelling before the door even got opened.
I don't see any footprints of any children here. I don't see any footprints of any children here.
Get out! Get out! Guys, get out! No, you're not asking me nothing, man.
I'm just asking you about what we're seeing here.
No, get out! Get out our business. Get out!
Sir,
this is my property.
You have millions of people watching right now. Can you say what's the need for $2.25 million? And where are the 118 children?
Get out!
Sir, I'm
He's so mad.
Get out! No, you don't ask me any question. Get out!
You have the opportunity to answer the question.
No. You can't ask me nothing. Get out! Get out our business, man. Get out! Get out, motherfucker! Get out!
Sir,
get out!
Just answer the question.
No.
Just answer
Get
the
out!
question.
No, get out!
They're so hostile. Oh my God.
Leave.
Jesus.
Sir, just answer the simple question.
Hey, don't touch me.
You YouTube, man. Get out.
All right, code word has been given. We're out.
Get out.
All right, we got to get out of here.
Get out.
Sir, just answer the question. Where are the children? No footprints of any children around here. No footprints of any children.
Uh-huh.
They can't even answer
They're probably
the
hiding
question.
something. Yep.
We gave them so many opportunities.
Wait for him.
We gave them plenty of opportunities. Just answer some simple questions. Millions of people are watching right now.
They came out with guns blazing. All we want to know is where are the children? 118 children.
This is what you guys are importing? Yep, that's right. This is crazy what's going on here. It really is insane that people put up with this bullshit, man. Yeah, how many daycares do you know that have 100% male employees? Oh. 0.
Footprints in the snow. All of their vehicles were sitting there with 2 feet of snow on them. They haven't moved in months.
The windows are all blacked out.
Yeah.
It's the same thing at all these daycares. 4 men came out, yet they couldn't answer the simple question. We had it right here. 118 children. $2.25 million this year.
Welcome to Minnesota.
I don't want to speak bad about a country I don't live in. I don't have a problem with Somalia or Somalians. I just have a problem with scammers. And if you want to act as an ethnic group and protect other people inside of your ethnic group as scammers, then that needs to be addressed. It does. Like, we can't have that. I mean, like, there's nothing wrong. I don't have anything against them personally. It's just you can't be fucking scamming, man. Like, you can't be doing that. What are you doing? You black out windows for privacy concerns? You can't have people look into a daycare with kids inside? Well, let me just ask you something, okay? The business that you just saw, do you really think that that's a legitimate business? I mean, do you really think that? I mean, you don't really think that, do you? We'll see what he says. We'll see what he says. We don't know what he's going to say. Just relax, guys. I'm in agreement. It's just that the kids, that's a law. I just have kids, and that's just I don't think it's a law, man. Like, I don't know. Like, I've seen daycares that are nearby, and, like, I haven't seen that anywhere. Like, I mean, I'll drive by, and I'll see one. I mean, like, I remember, like, if I'm driving by, you know, my daycare or something like that, I used to go to a daycare. Like, they don't have those windows blacked out, and it's still the same daycare. So, I mean, I've never heard of that. I've never heard of that, and, like, I don't know what this is. I worked in a daycare, windows were not tinted. Yeah, I'd never heard of this at all, man.
Now, this daycare center, how much money has this one received?
So this this child care center is called Proud Child Care Center.
Proud.
And it's in Eden Prairie, Minnesota, which is a very high income area. It's a further out suburb from Minneapolis, but there are a lot of multi-billion-dollar homes right in this neighborhood.
Oh, wow. It's a nice place.
This child care got $1.25 million in funding in fiscal year.
That's a lot of fucking money.
It got $1.08 million last year. It opened in 2021. Let's go see if we can find any kids.
There should be at least 40 children here.
40
Looking
kids.
At the snow prints, does not look like there's any snow prints of any young children.
Yeah.
And all of these windows are completely blacked out.
What a surprise.
See if we could just talk to somebody. Could I enroll my son Joey into daycare here?
That's the wrong question.
Well, do you have the paperwork where I can enroll in child?
Like, what do you think the odds are that every single one of these daycares is just filled up with a bunch of Somalian men that come out at you and you're yelling? Do you really think that that's a daycare? I mean, really?
A child?
Who are you?
Oh, my name's Nick Shirley. I was wondering if I could enroll a child. I have a son named Joey.
Who are you?
My name's Nick Shirley.
So, where you come from?
Yeah, I'm just coming out and seeing if I could enroll my child, Joey. We just want to get a statement as to why this daycare needs $1.26 million, and if it's even possible to enroll somebody like my child, my imaginary child, Joey. No, you guys can't give a clear statement, or could you even give me a paper to enroll a child into the daycare?
That's
just
not
to
your
show
business.
that you guys are a legit
okay.
business. It would debunk all claims if you could just give me a piece of paper saying where to enroll a child. You can't do that. Okay, well, thank you very much.
Men are typically not welcome at daycare longer than getting your kid and leaving. Well, why don't they even give them paperwork? Why don't they even give them paperwork at all? I mean, that's the thing. Why are there no footprints outside in the snow of a children's shoe? Why is that?
She's holding 47 children because you guys are receiving $1.26 million in this year alone. So have a great rest of your day. They won't even give us a paper to enroll a child. Could have debunked all their claims.
Yep.
They can't even do it.
One of the big talks about the fraud is about Quality Leering Center. It's a daycare that has received $1.9 million. It's licensed for over 99
I should get one of these hoodies.
children. And instead of Quality Learning, it says Quality Leering Outside. But the big controversy about the Quality Leering Center is that Somalians, after the video went live, they all of a sudden started shuffling children into the daycare, but at the same time...
See, how do you think that happens? That happens because they're communicating. And they're probably communicating through different apps. So if you subpoena that app information, you're going to find all the people that are cooperating with fraud. And you can make a web out of that, and it will be completely obvious. That's clearly what's happening.
Commissioner of Children of Minnesota was on a live stream saying they had closed the daycare a week ago.
Quality Learning Center closed just over a week ago.
How much money has this place all received? And what's...
So this is the one that's licensed for 99 children. This fiscal year, they've received 1.9 million, and in fiscal year 2024, they had received about 2.2 million, so about 4 million in the last 2 fiscal years.
We're up in the Quality Learning Center, 1-800-FRAUD, as now it had been confirmed that this place was closed
They're
down.
showing up and now with the hoodies. Oh my fucking God. Give me a minute. I gotta use the bathroom. This is amazing. Holy fucking shit. Yep, there it is. Made them fucking famous, huh?
And now they're shuffling children into the daycare.
So Tiki Brown said this facility was closed.
Oh, she said a week ago.
And now magically it's full of cars. So how can it be closed if people are coming and going?
Fraud. Why do you have everybody here?
Yeah. Okay, this is the owner right here.
They can record. We just need the property.
It's not their property.
So you guys can record. And so how come they said this building was closed? We're trying to speak to the owner. They won't even answer a simple question. Look, now he's going inside.
Sir, don't run though. It looks suspicious when you run, brother. And you can smile, but bro,
sir, I'm right here.
He's right here to speak to you.
I'm right here.
Don't do that.
So he says, I'll come talk to you if you go over there. And then he goes over there and then he walks away. Fucking like 500 IQ, bro. Like, yeah. Well, go over there. I'll go talk to you.
You can't defend the fraud.
Come on. At the daycare doing, not at the daycare doing the middle finger though.
We have like 100 cameras on it. Now, both of these people have interesting ties with politicians inside of Minnesota.
What?
For instance, the man who's running the daycare, he was celebrating with Mayor Fry after he won re-election of mayor inside of Minneapolis. And then this lady right here seems to be a friend of Ilhan Omar, as she has photos with her outside of the restaurant. And she also has videos of her giving a tour to a separate daycare to Mayor Fry. It really makes you wonder why these politicians
there's not even any kids in this one. Okay, great. Even in the tour video.
Fought against the fraud, knowing that it's happening in locations like Quality Learning Center. Meanwhile, they're taking photos and celebrating with them at events. What's your message to people about the fraud here in Minnesota?
This is part of the cover-up. They're trying to cover their tracks. So
Yep.
Let me say this on camera. If you can prove that any of the information that I have here is false, I'll give you $100,000 cash.
Okay.
If any of it's false or inaccurate in any way. Anybody want to take me up? And if you can't prove it, you have to give me $100.
So you saying all that's real?
So it's a 10,000 to 1. Okay, that's pretty good.
100%. I'll give you $100,000 if you can disprove my information.
See, they all went silent.
Wow. Nobody wants $100,000. That's crazy. I wonder why.
Silent.
Anybody? Your $100 versus my $100,000 cash.
They're all silent. What do you think about the fraud here?
Hey, the fraud here in Minnesota, I ain't gonna lie, it's crazy. Like, what do you mean specifically? What do you mean?
Yeah, how do you feel about this daycare, for instance, receiving $1.9 million? And they couldn't even spell learning right. They spelled leering.
Hey, man, Somalis, they're
no.
Interesting creature. I'm not gonna lie, I can't say too much. Somalis, they're interesting creature. I'm not gonna lie, I can't say too much. I'm already too hot, but I mean,
yeah, you know, bro. I wonder what he really thinks. I don't need to. I know.
Tim Walz, you gotta solve this stuff. Minnesota really cracked down on this because they've been doing this for years. They've been doing this for years. So,
should Tim Walz be prosecuted?
Hell yeah.
And at this point,
by the way, really funny fact. At this exact moment, the Justice Department is investigating Minnesota Governor Tim Walz and Minneapolis Mayor Jacob Frey. And he's trying to get ahead of this. He's trying to do whatever he can, man. He's like, no, you don't understand. No, it's not me. I didn't do anything wrong. What do you mean? Like, what is, no, this is all fake, guys. He's panicking? Good.
You're probably wondering where all the millions and billions of dollars has gone. Well, it's been well tracked that a lot of the money, millions, hundreds of millions of dollars, has been funneled through TSA at the airport inside of Minnesota. It's been well tracked and documented. Even in 2017, there was reports coming from the local Fox News station, and I was actually able to meet up with a whistleblower who used to work as an agent at TSA on the side of narcotics, and he saw millions of dollars go through TSA.
And what kind of fraud did you see take place here in Minnesota?
So I worked for the airport police for 31 years.
Wow.
24 of those years I worked in narcotics at MSP Airport. And my recollection was from about 2015-16 to 2021 when I retired. I would get emails from our dispatch saying like 2 male Somali descent individuals. They would give us their names. They claimed the cash, that they had a large amount of cash at the checkpoints. We'd get all this information in an email, and it would, I believe they would send it.
So they're not even trying to hide it.
So TSA would contact our dispatch.
So they're walking through the airport with giant bags of money.
Telling us
oh
this,
my God.
Then our dispatch would relay the info via email to us.
And how much was the money?
The money, the smallest amount in a suitcase that I heard was like $750,000. But generally, it was anywhere from $1 million to $6 million in a suitcase. And there usually was, as far as I can remember, there was always 2 individuals traveling. So you would have maybe one guy with 2.2 million and another guy with 3 million.
What the fuck?
And at airports, you're able to take $10,000 without declaring it. How are these guys able to take millions of dollars?
Yeah. Because as far as I know, as long as they declared it, they were fine. So then TSA would contact HSI and Customs, and I'm sure they got the information. We got the information. My administration knew about it, and I trust that they sent that on to higher state officials on this, but nothing was ever done the whole time I was there. I talked to one individual. We were going after narcotic cash leaving the airport. This was always fraud.
And you pay
We
seven
had no
figures in
nexus
taxes?
to
Yeah, I'm paying for this. Yep.
that this cash was related to narcotics.
Great.
So our hands were kind of tied. We couldn't do a whole lot.
How do you suspect these Somalians had millions of dollars to move in an airport?
We would rack our heads all the time. Like,
Yeah, I bet.
Where are they getting this? Where in the world are they getting this money? And I had heard about these daycares and whatnot, but I mean, I thought
There
at
it
the
is.
time, okay, maybe they had 10 daycares, but apparently they have a lot more than that. We were all just racking our heads trying to figure this out.
So you openly saw just millions of dollars get moved
we're all
through
paying
the
for this?
airports.
Yeah.
I saw
We're all paying
I saw
for this.
one time. I saw an open suitcase with the cash because we were looking into seeing if it was narcotics related, which it was not.
How much money do you think moved through the airport in your time?
Millions, literally millions and
Jesus
millions.
Christ.
I mean, we're talking for a good 5-6 years. You're talking, I don't know, 5 to 6 million a week. It would happen twice a week. You would get twice a week where there would be somebody flying, two people flying out with $1 to $2 to $3 to $4 or $5 million twice a week, every week.
What the fuck? This is insane. A week? Oh my God. I want my fucking money back. This is insane, isn't it?
Without fail.
And where were those people traveling to?
So this is the word I got, that they would fly to Atlanta.
Then go to the international airport because, you know, the Atlanta airport's like one of the biggest airports in the country. Atlanta and LA are the two biggest.
Take a flight from Atlanta to Dubai.
They're literally getting our money and flying away with it. Flying away with our money, millions of dollars at a time.
And then apparently what I had heard was it was too busy or too dangerous to
Oh my God.
go any further with it, so they'd wire the money to Somalia. Whether they scraped a whole bunch off the top and did that, I don't know.
Wow, so they take the money from Minnesota, take it to Atlanta, and then take it to Dubai, and then from Dubai they then wire the money.
Correct. I don't know that for sure, but that's what I was told by other investigators.
God.
So all the taxpayers' dollars were getting funneled through the airports and then taken to
flown out
Dubai to be sent to
Somalia.
Yes. It appears that's how it all went down, yes.
Wow. Time to hold all fraudsters and corrupt politicians accountable. Yep. We work too hard for billions of our dollars to be stolen from our pockets. Journalism that creates change. Thank you all for supporting and sharing. This video was unfathomably fucking based. Oh my God. Well, especially, dude, these guys were the best. This just massive crash out. The moment that he shows up at the door, they immediately start yelling and freaking out at him. Yes, this is nuts. How the fuck you guys let him fly away with money like it's nothing? Well, the reason why is because nobody gives a shit and nobody wants to deal with it. That's why it happens. And it's really annoying, but there it is. Nightmares about Nick showing up? Yeah. And I'll link you guys the video. This has over 1 million views already. Obviously, tons of people are supporting him. He's gained a huge amount of support because of this whole event. And, you know, I totally support Nick Shirley. I think he's completely right about this stuff. And I think that really the only people that are working against him are people who this is inconvenient for their political views. I think that's what's happened. So there's no way they're that's allowed to fly with that much cash. Well, I don't know. Maybe there is. I have no idea. So it makes these videos pointless. That makes these videos pointless besides for profit. Well, I think it raises awareness, right? And once about fraud only helps it, making videos about fraud only helps it spread. Well, I don't know about that. I think that's it. So yeah, and I think that also there is a critical mass where if there's enough accountability for it, it will actually stop. I do think so, but you have to make even more people aware of it. I was starting to feel really dumb for going to work every day. You should be. The whole world has Minnesota fatigue at this point. True. It's not Islamophobia, it's fraudophobia. They never lure. They never lure. I wonder why. There's no upper limits how much money you can take out of the country as long as it's lawful sources. I don't know what the GDP from Somalia is compared to other African countries. Well, I don't know, but it's probably going to be a lot more. You know, what's the GDP of Minnesota? So it's really insane about this. You know, law enforcement can take your money in your car if they can't prove where it came from. Yeah, asset forfeiture. It's a pretty common thing. It was pretty popular for a while. It kind of went down, and then, you know, now I don't really know where it's at because my mom told me about it. But there's the video. Give the video a like. Give him some support. Obviously, Nick Shirley gets a lot of harassment and hate because of him bringing attention to this, because there's a bunch of people who, you know, they want to have these voting blocks here in America. My outlook on it is that anybody who was aware of, participating in, or has anything to do with this fraud needs to be denaturalized as a citizen and sent back to where they came from. That's what I think. And the ones that are Americans need to just be sent to jail for, like, I don't know, 10 years or something like that or more. So yeah, that's what I think they should do. And yeah, they're in a porous country. Well, then maybe they need their people back. Maybe they can take care of their own country before the scamming hours. So yeah, watching the same shit. Yeah, I mean, it really, like, and I think we need to have conversations about this. Like, why are we allowing a bunch of people to come into the country and scam and defraud us? I mean, why does America not do anything about the clear scam? So I will explain the reason why nothing happens. So there are multiple reasons. One of the main reasons why is because Americans are afraid of being called racist. That's why the public doesn't care about it, right? And also other ones have been mind broken by the idea that any degree of multiculturalism is good, any diversity is good, and it is a natural, moral, good thing. So working against something that can be perceived as diversity is now bad. And so anytime that you have an ethnic group of people that are behaving badly, this other group of people that are afraid of being called racist will attribute a certain moral good to that group of people and then make up defenses and excuses for them. So that's basically the reason why. It's American kryptonite being called racist. You're right. So why would I be being afraid to call racist? So I'm telling you that's why. But surely Trump doesn't care about being called racist. Trump's the president. He's dealing with 50,000 things at a time, and And also they are leveraging charges at them now. So they are doing something about it. So what do you think they're doing in that building? Probably just talking and fucking around, eating food, watching TV. Like, that's what I bet they're doing. I mean, same thing that we do. So yeah, it's that simple. And so that's the reason why the public does it. Now, the reason why politicians do it is similar but not the same. The reason why politicians do it is because they want to control the amount of information that's getting out, and they want to control these different voters, these voting blocks. And they know that if they appeal to these voting blocks ethnically, that the voting blocks will then vote for them ethnically. And so that's the entire goal they have, is that they want to go and take advantage of this by giving these people benefits, advantages, privileges. And in the process of that, they will get the votes back from these ethnic groups of people because they vote in blocks. And so that's really what's happening here. About government scamming citizens of trillions? Yeah, I mean, the government, there are other scams too. You're right. There are other people that are doing scams. This is one version of the scam. The reason why this version is so is discussed so much, it's because, number one, this group of people are very hostile and aggressive. And number two, the scams are really bad, so they're obvious. And number three, I think that it's just, there's very clearly like a ethnic disparity here where like these people are acting as a group based off of racial reasons. And I think that you put all three of those things together, and I think it makes it very obvious why people are talking about this a lot. But I think the primary reason is number two. Yeah, that the scams are so obvious, right? They're so obvious and that's it. Not obvious. It took them 15 years to notice. Well, that's not really it. If you're going to commit fraud, why do you need that many people to sit in an empty building? Couldn't you do it with just one? Well, because they hang out with each other and they're doing something. These guys are probably friends, right? And so this is like a group of guys that are hanging out, the same as like, you'd go and hang out in the garage with like, 4 or 5 of your friends. Well, this is their garage, except for we're paying $2 million a year for them to have a garage. That's the issue. Yeah, they're playing Xbox together. Like, that's really what's going on. Are most people cut in on the scam? More risk of someone ratting you out? Well, no, they don't rat each other out. Why would they rat each other out? Like, they're all making money and they're all winning. Why would somebody, like, randomly rat somebody else out? It doesn't make sense. Aren't there other tribes that they don't like where she's from? Yeah, but the other tribes, the Somali clans, no, this is usually what happens, right? Is that people will generally, to the extent that the other person is not trying to play into your politics, they will put their differences aside for the different tribes in order to work towards a common goal. So, like, while there are intertribal conflicts, those intertribal conflicts will take a back seat to foreign influence. There's a bigger fish, right? Yeah. In-group preference? Yeah, exactly. Like, they're closer to the other group than they are to us, for example. The enemy of my enemy? Well, it's more like, I mean, there's like an old phrase. It's me against my brother, me and my brother against my cousin, me and my brother and my cousin against the world, right? And I think that's what's happening with this. And so, yes, obviously they will have their interpersonal conflicts, but to the extent that there's a bigger fish, they're going to go after that first. So yeah, it's that simple.